I just add to, because you did have a second element to your question, Deputy, around price range. I mean, and that accusation is generally levelled at the Dublin pub trade, which I represent. The way we see it is that there are price ranges in the Dublin market from £3.50 to £7.50. You can buy within a couple of hundred yards of this location pints at between £5 and £6. The publican has to offer value for that. So you have prime, centrally located, expensively kitted out, highly staffed pubs charging high prices relative, and people are happy to pay it, and a quarter of a mile away you can have relatively cheap and cheerful pubs. To our mind, that's the market in operation. The price in the suburbs is lower than the price in the city centre. The price in the city centre is lower than the price in Dublin 2 and Temple Bar. That's the market in action. We have 740 pubs in Dublin. There's one there to suit you. We're very comfortable that there's a range there that suits the market. And if you have the capacity and are of the mind to go a high price pub, that's there. If you want to find lower price pubs, they're available as well.
Can I just come in? Look, we're always going to disagree on this, and let's be fair in it, but is it not fair to say, particularly we'll talk about the centre of Dublin here, and we're talking about tourism as well, that essentially, in my opinion, as much as they may have the crack and the coal and everything else that goes with it, if you walk within the parameter of Temple Bar, I believe tourists are ripped off in pubs and restaurants in Temple Bar, and that's what it is. They're ripped off. And if anybody thinks that's value for money, it's not. It's not value for money. I mean, I personally think, we talk about, bringing more tourists in and so on, particularly from the drink side of things in pubs in town. That's where tourists go to. They go to Temple Bar. They won't go to the one that I know, that's just not what people do. When you're a tourist, you don't know those places. They are being ripped off. And I just find it very hard to listen to the broader. I understand there are people, look, my own local struggles. I know, without having food on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, they would not survive, and that's what's keeping them afloat. But the price of alcohol, particularly in, our city centre, from a tourist point of view, look, I was in Manchester recently at the British Labour Party conference, and I would have found it hard to find beers as pricey as what I'd find them if I went to Temple Bar here.
I think it's fair to say there are I think it's fair to say there are 7,500 pubs in the country. I don't think we should concentrate on 20 out of the 7,500.
I mean, I'd obviously have to reject that allegation, Deputy. We don't
Yeah,
see it as a rip-off at all. It's there. That's the proposition. It's a very specific market they chase. They're outstanding businessmen down there. They run terrific pubs. They're highly profitable, and good luck to them. They're paying a lot of tax directly on profits tax. They're paying their commercial rates. 23% of every drink they sell goes to the government directly in VAT. The excise goes on top. That's the proposition they make, and people make the choice to go there or not. They get high enough levels of repeat business, which tells me that people are happy to go back there.